how did you become a Laker fan? Now I'm gonna be honest. It's not in my blood. My dad didn't pass this down. His dad wasn't a Laker fan. That's not how I became a Laker fan. I became a Laker fan based upon the one and only Kobe Bryant, right? The GOAT. Yeah, the GOAT. Kobe Bryant. This is how I became a Laker fan, based on the Black Mamba. And realistically, it wasn't until he dropped 81 that I really became a Laker fan, but I've always been a Kobe Bryant fan. Since the 1996 draft, which I think, to the date of this writing, is the best draft ever, I was a fan of basketball. That's when I kind of got, into my little mix. I started hooping, and naturally, I would become a fan of other individuals who are hooping. So, your Antoine Walker, your Ray Allen. Ray Allen had that movie, what is it? He Got Game, yeah. Sharif Abdul-Rahim. You had Kobe Bryant. You had AI. You know what I'm saying? To answer the question, right? And that's really when I really dove in and became a legitimate just basketball fan. I started playing, not recreational, but I started playing in the league. And like I said, just naturally, I was collecting basketball cards. My uncle, rest in peace, he put me on to basketball cards and how they could be an asset. And basically what I did was I followed the game from there. I started off as an Allen Iverson fan, with the crossover, the hezzy. The sneakers was crazy when they dropped. And the reality of the situation is I'm the type of person where if everybody likes something that I like, I have to question whether or not I really like it. And then at that point, I usually pivot. You know what I'm saying? If I don't really like it, I pivot. So originally I started off as an Allen Iverson fan. But the reality of the situation is once they made it to the championship versus the Lakers, everybody jumped on a bandwagon. I immediately jumped off the bandwagon that same year. And at that point, I was just a fan of the game. Like I said, I just continued following, the players that I thought were talented and that had a connection with me. And it wasn't until years later, because I'm going to be honest, man, when it came to the Lakers and they had Shaq, I thought they was cheating. If you ask me, the Lakers was cheating. They had Shaq. I thought that any team Shaq would have been on, I would have considered them to be cheaters. Shaq was like 400 pounds. He was muscle. He was talented. He had, Shaq, only thing he couldn't do was shoot free throws, right? Imagine if Shaq actually buckled down and had the Mamba mentality. There's no telling what it would look like. But for me, on the outside looking in, I just kind of felt like, man, you got Kobe and Shaq. I just felt like that was cheating. And I'm not a cheater. I could beat you square, fair. I could beat you fair and square. So for me, it was a bit too much. It's a bit too much. And I was like, man, wasn't really feeling the Lakers, thought they was cheating. So once Shaq got traded, I was like, oh, now it's Kobe's team. Okay. It's Kobe's team. And what ended up happening? Kobe dropped 81. Because even then, after Shaq left, at that point in time in my life, I was more into girls. And I really wasn't hooping that much because I wasn't going to the league right in high school. So I really wasn't paying that much attention to the league. But when Kobe dropped that 81, I said, oh, I got to start paying attention again. Like a brother dropped 81 and he didn't even play the whole game. Like I need to pay attention because this is definitely Michael Jordan. This is MJ 2.0, right? This has to be 81 and you don't play the whole game? Okay. And ever since then, I've just been a Kobe Bryant fan. And what happened was, as time progressed, being a legitimate Kobe Bryant fan, right? Told you, I followed them from 96, kept up with them, shooting them air balls, came in with all the confidence in the world, doing 360s and, just basically being himself. I seen him grow. And then now that he dropped 81, I realized that he was taking on a new life and I needed to witness this firsthand. So, became an avid Kobe Bryant fan, watching all of the games. And as time passed, I became a Laker fan. You get to know Sasha Buyachik. You know what I mean? You get to know Paul Gasol. You give him a nickname, Sawed Off. Andrew Bynum. Lamar Odom. I used to call Lamar Odom L.O. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Ron Artest used to be Kobe's Bryant, arch nemesis. Like he literally used to be on some trying to knock Kobe off his game, and Kobe was still giving the business to Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace. becoming Kobe Bryant's teammate, hitting the game-winning three, right, to seal the championship, right? Yeah, so just things of that nature. That's like my journey, and maybe later on I go a little bit deeper into it if it's necessary. But that's kind of how I became a Laker fan. I became a Kobe Bryant fan first, and then from Kobe, those playoff runs versus the Phoenix Suns when we was getting duffed out. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't get over the hump of that fast pace that they used to run. Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. Yeah, till I was finally getting over the hump. Yeah. Then running into the Celtics big three, right? Yeah. So that's my journey. And like real avid Kobe Bryant fan, avid Laker fan now.